Good afternoon, everyone. It's currently the final hour of the markets, and the S&P has breached our stock volatility box on the aggressive models. It appeared on our live scanner. If I show you here, SPY is right here. There we go, aggressive long. And we can see that it's breached our volatility box. And if I filter out, say, off of that, only the conservative breaches, there was one which was interesting, which was SBUX. You can see both are added to my dashboard, but let me show you this on charts instead. So here's SPY, it's breached our clouds and we're waiting for the edge signal. SBUX, we already have the edge signal here with that big strong green candle, and we now have follow through. It would be nice if I think we could see SPY get going as well, but for that to happen, we need to see that green edge signal arrow first. So SBUX, we have it. SPY, not yet. SBUX also looks stronger. Our target's at that gray line right there. Our stop is below our volatility box clouds. And if we bring in the options chain too for SBUX here, in case you were looking to play this with options, I would use the gray target line as the place that I'm looking to try and buy calls near. So that would be 77, 78 calls. So either one of those two, depending on your preference for at the money or out of the money. And using that, I think you would have a nice risk to reward. In SPY, a similar idea as well. And if you get a second bounce, so if price bounces a little and then you retest the level, those calls would be even cheaper. So something to keep in mind. We're starting to see that green arrow form on SPY. Quick check on the live scanner. We've also had CSCO get added onto our conservative breaches. So if we take a look at CSCO, inside CSCO, I think we see something similar to SBUX. We have the same green edge signal confirmation already, a little bit less strength than SBUX. On that 3-minute time frame, this chart looks a little weaker with those two wicks, but on that 1-minute time frame, if I come back to that, the two edge signal confirmations look pretty bullish. So a little bit of a contrast there. Especially compared to SBUX and SPY. We're still waiting on SPY to show us that edge signal though, and I think that is going to be the catalyst that gets all of these different tickers moving. So back to SPY, this is really the chart to look at. SPY has now given us that edge signal on the 1 minute. You're getting the retest. This is where those calls would be cheaper compared to when, say, 2 minutes ago, that candle on the green candle. Back to SBUX pulling back to the market line as well. So another opportunity for more calls again for those of you looking to try and take advantage of the fact that premiums are a little bit less here compared to just a few candles before. Okay, we're starting to see some weakness inside of the SPY. For options traders, this is your better entry. Price is less than what it was when we had the edge signal confirmation. If we take a look at the live scanner too, we also have CSCO that's just breached our conservative models. So if I load that in, we can see CSCO here has also hit the bottom end of our clouds and definitely looks the strongest out of, I think, most of the tickers we've seen. It's also just hit the conservative models, so that would explain why it looks a little bit stronger or better in terms of structure too. So as of right now, we have CSCO, SBUX, SPY, CSCO that I think we've looked at in terms of opportunity. SPY here started to reverse, so if it can get going, I think, again, that better opportunity to get that options premium allows you to ride that move to the target line and get proportionately more than what you would have gotten even from that same level when the edge signal actually printed. Now I'll let price play out here for a bit and then touch back in if we have anything useful to update on. Okay, so far it's looking like that latest bull attempt got rejected pretty quickly inside of the S&P 500, that big bull bar after the edge signal. We can see now we have 3 minutes of continuous bearish activity, but it does still feel like we're not making lows as quickly. While we are making new lows of days, it's definitely not happening at the same extent as that previous trend. So it feels like that trend is starting to exhaust here. However, we can still see that that bullish activity has yet to kick in. On that 3-minute chart, this definitely looks a little bit more bearish even than that 1-minute time frame chart. And on a zoomed out scale, you can see just how persistent today's trend actually was. If we take a look at SBUX here as well, similar idea. CSCO, similar idea as well. So all eyes, I think, really come back to the S&P 500 where we need to see price action here. Buyers come in and price dips start to pick back up towards that gray target line. That's what I'll be looking at, and while price action's inside of the clouds, we're simply waiting and watching. Alright, hopefully this is the last update here. SPY is starting to get its feet underneath itself, at least into the close. We're about to hit our first target here with this bull candle right here. We've broken above previous highs. We have continuous bullish strength here. Once we hit that target, which just happened, now all remaining stops move to break even. It is towards the close here, so I wouldn't expect too much in terms of that second target. SBUX here also hit the target. If we move on to Costco as well, you'll see Costco hit the target as well with that SPY strength. And then if I move on to Cisco went outside of the clouds first, so that was actually a stop out instead of hitting the target. Back to SPY here, near that target line, we can see prices starting to waver just a little bit here. So definitely doesn't seem like we have a good deal of bullish strength under us, just enough to make it to the target line, but I don't think enough to propel us back up to say even that 618 extension, just as an example. We're starting to see this level get sold off here pretty quickly inside of the SPY, so I wouldn't expect too much for stretch targets here, but you can hopefully see how the SPY was connected with SBUX, Cisco, Costco, and how once we saw one get going, we saw the other markets get going as well. And in the case of Costco, you had probably the best entry. In the case of SPY, you had probably the safest entry, or at least the most liquid entry for options. And then you also had SBUX along with Cisco, both of which were slightly different in their own lights. Alright, I hope you found this video to be useful for those of you that are either stock Volatility Box members, or you like to day trade stock volatility, or you were curious where the trend ended today and why it ended near the levels where it did. I hope you found this video useful. Good luck trading the last day of this week, and I'll see you in the next update. Take care, everyone.